want to thank everyone for all their services and goodwill. Love they've sent to us.
Ozzy forever!
Sharon, we love you! Our wedding day was very unusual. You got absolutely shit-faced.
How close did you come, Sharon, to kicking him out?
Oh, I was just really broken in every sense.
She cut every sleeve off every coat I own.
Did you?
Yeah. I said to Ozzy, if you ever do this to me again, I'm going to cut your hair off or I'm going to cut all your clothes.
You won't believe what really happened to Sharon Osbourne just weeks after the death of her husband, the legendary Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. If you think you know the story, wait until you hear this, because what you've seen so far is only the tip of the iceberg.
Sharon Osbourne and her father were managing Black Sabbath, and when I got fired from Black Sabbath, I thought I was going to get the boot back to England. And to my astonishment, Sharon come round to my hotel and said that they'd got rid of Black Sabbath and they wanted to keep me on, and I was like flabbergasted. And then I fell in love.
We haven't even scratched the surface of grief, the hidden tributes, the private gatherings, and the secrets that unfolded in the shadows of their Buckinghamshire estate.
What really first attracted me to my wife was her laugh. She's got such a great laugh.
I'm going to piss myself. But I need more up here.
Why? If you get a boob job, I'll never talk to you again.
I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. Rock and roll!
Ozzy changed everything.
Ozzy Osbourne.
But that's not all, because what comes next will change the way you look at this love story forever.
Ozzy is so drunk. He's so drunk. So we're in the back there, and he's at the laboratory mid plane, and it's someone else is in there, and he's like, Sharon, and she like, oh, Ozzy, and he pees his pants right there in the aisle. I'm like, holy crap. Ozzy peed his pants. Sharon. So this was a wild trip.
Is the most irresistible madman you will ever meet in your life.
One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
Think you know the Prince of Darkness? Guess again.
I don't know what music would be like if it weren't for the influence of Ozzy. Ozzy changed everything.
Picture this. July 22nd, 2025. The world stopped for millions of rock fans when the devastating news broke. Ozzy Osbourne, the man who turned heavy metal into a global religion, was gone at the age of 76. After years of battling Parkinson's disease, heart issues, and the toll of a lifetime lived at full throttle, Ozzy's body gave in.
I look at it and it's R.I.P. Ozzy, and I go, I was like, what the fuck is that shit?
Ozzy forever!
Sharon, we love you!
The official certificate revealed the cruel truth. Cardiac arrest, myocardial infarction, coronary artery disease, all complicated by Parkinson's with autonomic dysfunction. A list of medical terms that, for fans, boiled down to one reality, an unfillable void.
I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. Rock and roll!
He is the most irresistible madman you will ever meet in your life.
One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
Think you know the Prince of Darkness? Guess again.
But here's the thing you might not know. Just days before his passing, Ozzy was retreating from the spotlight. No, he was still giving back, still showing up, still shaking hands at Comic-Con, still planning one last moment of glory. He performed one final time in his hometown of Birmingham at Back to the Beginning, reuniting with his Black Sabbath brothers.
I'm dying. It's a fact. There's no need for a doctor to tell me. That farewell performance was something I insisted on doing. I don't want to disappear silently. I have to say goodbye in person.
Worked her ass up for a year, didn't get it all organised. And a guy called Tom Morello, who organised all the bands, he
people like that, you know, make concerts happen. And I don't know what to say, man. I've been laid up for like fucking 6 years. And it's so, you've got no idea how I feel. Man, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
What do you want to do this New Year's?
Whatever you want to do.
You're
You're the leader of our gang. You tell me and I'll do it.
I'll go wherever you want to go. I don't
Aw.
Sharon is like my soulmate. Sometimes I love her. Sometimes I don't love her. Sometimes I'm angry with her. Sometimes I'm crazy about her. Sometimes I want to fucking kill her. Through it all, at the end of the day, I love her more than anything in the world.
If you thought you'd seen Ozzy's last bow before that, well, think again. That night was a resurrection, a goodbye staged like a coronation, and then silence. The kind of silence that only comes when the voice of a giant is gone.
Because I'm the air, you know.
Why are you crying right now? Because it just means so much to him what he does. He loves to perform. It is the air that he breathes. And this is the longest he's ever been home. And it's time for him to get back on the road because he's driving me mad. So he really needs to get back out there. He really does.
I just can't wait to get well and have to go on the road again. That's what's killing me. I need it, you know. That's my drug today. Don't all the other crap. Left out by the wayside, survived that. And I ain't gone yet. I ain't gonna go anywhere yet.
For Sharon Osbourne, that silence wasn't just in the world outside. It was in her home, in her heart, in the life she had built around a man she loved for over 43 years. But wait until you hear how she chose to break that silence. Because it wasn't with a press conference, not with dramatic TV interview, not even with her own words. No, Sharon's first response came in ways so subtle, so quiet, you could have missed it if you weren't paying attention. And if you did miss it, don't worry, because this is what really happened. 4 weeks after Ozzy's death, his official Instagram page posted a black and white photo. Ozzy, bathed in stage light, arms stretched toward a crowd in Birmingham. Underneath, the haunting lyrics. I don't want to say goodbye. When I do, you'll be all right. After all, I did it all for you. Fans flooded the comments, grieving, celebrating, remembering. And then there it was. A single like from Sharon Osbourne's account. No words. No photo of her own. Just a quiet acknowledgement. A small digital touch from the woman who had shared every storm, every scandal, every stage, every hospital visit with Ozzy since the 1970s.
He did that great big show in Birmingham. He's got a lot more time. And then all of a sudden this happens. And, you know, Ozzy and I go back, you know, to 1969, 1970.
You knew him well?
Oh, yeah. We really got along. I think everybody in rock and roll is a fraternity, you know. And you know everybody, you meet everybody. But Ozzy was one of those guys that, you know, he was a lifer. There's certain guys that are lifers, you know, the Stones, the Beatles, that are still doing it and doing it amazingly well. And I just felt, I'm going to do this till I can't do it. And I think Ozzy was the same thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, he was never going to give up.
No, never.
That tiny action carried more weight than any statement could. It was as if Sharon was saying, I see you. I feel this. I'm still here. But that's just the beginning. Because Sharon's silence was hiding something deeper, and what happened the days around Ozzy's funeral will leave you stunned. Let's rewind. July 30th, just 8 days after Ozzy's death, the Osbourne family estate in Buckinghamshire became the site of one of the most private yet powerful gatherings the rock world has ever seen. Forget the public memorials you've heard about. This was different. On their 250-acre property, tucked away from the cameras, Sharon hosted a farewell unlike any other. Rock icons, family, and lifelong friends gathered on the same roof where Sharon and Ozzy had built their empire. Among them, Zakk Wylde, the guitarist who had been Ozzy's right hand for decades, and even Marilyn Manson, the shock rocker who once called Ozzy his mentor. And here's the detail most people missed. There were no press photographers allowed, no red carpets, no public speeches. It was raw, stripped down, just family and those Ozzy trusted until the end. And you might think that's the whole story, but wait until you hear what happened inside those walls. Guests said it was unlike any rock funeral they had ever seen. Instead of somber, black-draped affair, there were moments of wild laughter as stories of Ozzy's chaos-filled career were told. The bad incident, the Dove incident at CBS Records when he bit off 2 birds' heads in front of terrified executives.
Ozzy? Holy shit.
No!
You can do it, Ozzy! Bite his freaking head off!
No!
And if you think biting the head off a bat is the wildest story, wait until you hear what happened before and after that moment. Because the bat was just one chapter in a book written in fire, booze, and blood.
Before you start explaining it, let's tell them what you did. Bit the head off a bat. There, I said it.
What actually happened was I got a lot of weird people at my concerts, like, you know, it's kind of rock and roll, yeah. And somebody threw a bat on stage. I thought it was one of these toy bats. So I picked it up, bite the thing's head off, and suddenly everybody's freaking out because it's a real bat.
So it was, for all practical purposes, a toy bat.
Yeah.
Did you know immediately, not having bitten into...
And at the center of it, Sharon, not breaking down in public, not giving speeches, but standing quietly, greeting everyone, holding her children close. It was Jack, Kelly, and even Amy, the daughter who had stepped out of the spotlight years ago, who made sure their father's legacy was remembered in full. But here's the twist. What Sharon did after the funeral is what will truly shock you. Because in the weeks that followed, Sharon could have easily gone back to the talk shows, the headlines, the interviews. But instead, she retreated. She chose silence. And in that silence, the world kept watching, waiting for her next move. Fans speculated endlessly. Was she writing a book? Was she planning a public memorial? Would she step on stage at the BBC's upcoming documentary, Coming Home, to tell the final chapter of Ozzy's life? The answer so far has been a careful dance between grief and resilience. But make no mistake, we've only scratched the surface of Sharon's story. Because while the world was mourning Ozzy, Sharon was carrying the weight of a love story so epic it reads like mythology. And if you think their marriage was just chaos and scandal, wait until you hear how Sharon described him in those final days.
I was arrested for attempted murder of Sharon. I had no idea. I didn't know what they were talking about.
Can we just stop there? Attempted murder of your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What happened? Do you remember any of that?
I don't remember any of it. I can remember going to a restaurant, and that's about it.
Sharon, you remember it, obviously.
We came home from the restaurant. I was downstairs, he was up. Suddenly he comes downstairs a couple of hours later. He's got his underpants on. I thought he was ready for bed. And suddenly he just said, "We've made a decision." And I'm like, "We've?" Mm. "Yes, and you've got to die." And I'm like, "Okay, all right."
And so what did he do then?
He lunged on me and, got me down to the floor and started strangling me.
In Ozzy's death certificate, buried among the cold medical facts, was one line that broke hearts worldwide. His occupation was listed not just as songwriter or performer, but as rock legend, husband of Sharon Rachel Osbourne. Think about that. In the final legal document of his life, the words that mattered most weren't about fame or fortune. They were about her. And that's what Sharon is left with, a reminder that for all the madness, all the stages, all the addictions, all the comebacks, theirs was a love that defined both of them.
There are other accounts where you bit the head off was it a pigeon?
Well, it's my hobby,
Now, you'd think that was the end. Career suicide. But no, that moment made Ozzy. Because while the suits were horrified, the press loved it. The gossip spread like wildfire. The Prince of Darkness had arrived.
Originally, they thought it was a toy bat that had been thrown on stage, and he picked it up instinctively and took a big old munch. And at that point, he realised it was actually a real bat. And I once asked him, I said, "What was it like?" And he went, "Well, I'll tell you one thing," he said, "bats taste fucking awful."
Oh, my God.
Had I known it was a real bat, I would never have bitten into it.